What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. It is that time of the year again. This has got to be one of the most anticipated topics for a video that you see in the fragrance community. The fall season is just a really anticipatory time because we get to break out the beginnings of our heavier fragrances and actually feel comfortable wearing them coming out of the summertime. I think in general, the transition seasons like spring and fall are really special times for fragrance because you can kind of delve into both worlds of fresh and also kind of heavy and dark. So I have a list for you guys here, and it is comprised mostly of the heavier scents, but I am saving some of my heavy scents for winter, which will be coming later on. So this is a very special video for me because the first video that is published on my channel is my top 10 fall list from last year. I'm not going to link to it because it's honestly a very silly video, but I feel like I've come a long way since then. If you want to check it out, you can go back and watch it. But yeah, this marks almost a year. It's actually been over a year since my first video, but you'll never find my first couple videos I posted because I actually deleted them. They were reviews on watches, which I also really enjoy, and they were just trash. So those are gone now, but pretty soon I guess we'll be coming up on what I would consider my real 1 year anniversary. I think just this coming week, after this weekend. So really excited for that. We've come such a long way, and I am just humbled by the progress that this channel has made, and it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you so much for watching every week and for sharing my videos and just being cool. Really appreciate it, guys. So let's get started here. I got a few honorable mentions, and then I got my top 10, and we'll go from there. So first is going to be a popular one. This is Boss Bottled Intense. This is the Eau de Toilette from Hugo Boss. Yeah, it is a very quintessential fall fragrance, but I don't know, I've smelled it a lot. It's really nice. I will be wearing it here and there, but it's not one of my favorites. You know, it's been around. This DNA has been around for a while, since Boss Bottled, which, I mean, we're looking at almost 20 years of that scent DNA. So that's on my list, but honorable mention, still a great fragrance. Next up, this is also another popular one. This is Pure Malt from Moogly. I enjoy it. Not one of my favorites, I gotta say. I've really tried to love it, but I think it's just because there's others I like more than this one. This is the newest formulation, I believe, or maybe the 2016 formulation, and the performance is kind of disappointing, but it's good enough, and you just go a little bit heavier. So I will be wearing a little bit of Moogly Pure Malt as well. Next one, this is a classic. Also, this scent DNA has been around a while, but this is a little bit more on the fresher side. This is Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male. This is a little, I think it's a 40 ml bottle I got a while back, and I really enjoy this stuff. Yeah, again, it's been around a long time. In my opinion, it works when it's not too warm outside. It's not what I would consider a cold weather fragrance, but there's a heaviness to it. I think that vanilla, and that just gets a little bit too cloying when it's too hot. So I think it works great in the fall. That's going to be Le Male at another honorable mention. Up next, this is Avantgarde from LAN Vines. This was kind of hyped up a bit a couple years ago and has since kind of fallen out of the limelight a bit, but it is still a great fragrance. You get kind of this honey, almost like a beeswax and tobacco, and just really sweet. It's kind of spicy, a gorgeous scent, very elegant, great for nighttime use when you're going out. Performance is very light, but it gets the job done. A little bit reminiscent of La Nuit de l'Homme from Yves Saint Laurent, but it still kind of goes its own direction. So that's LAN Vines Avantgarde. Next up, this is one I may or may not get a bottle of later on. I just have this little 5 ml decant, and this is Jazz Club from Maison Martin Margiela. This is a really nice scent. I would call this kind of niche quality. All the fragrances in this line, you get this booziness. It's like, I think there's rum in there. I think there's tobacco. It is a really sensual scent. Very beautiful for nighttime use. Sweet, just very alluring. Check it out if you haven't. That's going to be an honorable mention. I don't have a bottle, so maybe one day. And finally, for the honorable mentions, we have one that was hyped to death probably within the last 6 months or so, when it was announced that it was discontinued, and people went and got crazy, got all these backup bottles. I saw pictures of guys who bought 20 bottles, or they went in and bought all the bottles that were left in the store to have backups to either sell or to use, and now nobody's talking about it. But it is a great fragrance, and this is Mahogany Woods from Bath and Body Works. This is a gorgeous scent, also borderline niche quality in my opinion. It's woody, it's sweet, it's a little boozy, I think. Just, oh, really, really nice. A big surprise from Bath and Body Works. So that's going to be my last honorable mention. So let's get into the top 10. Starting at number 10, this is one I started talking about recently on my channel within the last few videos. From the house of Gucci, this is Gucci Pour Homme. A beautiful masculine scent. Tobacco is one of the major players here, but it does kind of have this fresh aromatic nature to it as well. Very gentlemanly, very elegant. Performance is very light. This thing maybe lasts 4 hours on my skin and does not project well, but I think for the right occasion, something that, you know, it's a little bit more upscale, but not too crazy where you're going to be close to people or maybe just going on a date. This is a great fragrance for that. A nice surprise from the house of Gucci. So check it out. This is Gucci by Gucci Pour Homme. Sorry, I forgot to say that. That is the actual name. Gucci by Gucci Pour Homme. Kind of a silly name, but that's what it is. Moving on. From one of my favorite designer houses of all time. Every scent I've ever smelled from them is beautiful, gorgeous. So I have a few of their bottles. 2 of them are in this list, this one included. And this is the original JAANWAR bottles. Gorgeous tobacco, plum, leather, fig. So it's sweet, kind of dark, a little bit spicy. There's cinnamon in here too, and definitely a little woody. And the leather note is quite prominent too. This is a man's fragrance right here. This is a boss, as my brother said. Really, really love it for the fall. Performance is light, as with basically all of our bottles, but again, very gentlemanly as a result. All right, coming in at number 8. This is one I only have a decan of. It's one that my friend Michael sent to me in sample form last year. I loved it. I had to get more of it from him, so I did. And this is technically kind of a niche fragrance. It comes from the Privé line of Dolce & Gabbana, more or less. They don't call it the Privé line. I don't know what they call it, but it's something along those lines, like what Dior has. And also like Tom Ford Private Blend. This is Dolce & Gabbana's Velvet Exotic Leather. This is boozy leather, kind of sweet, kind of resinous. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Andy Tauer's L'air du Desert Marocain, but it's not quite as powerful as that. That one packs a punch, and it's also not anywhere near as dry as that fragrance, but it is kind of in that realm of that kind of sweet, resinous kind of smell. Really, really elegant scent. And the performance on this, even though it's not as strong as the Andy Tauer, it is really good. This thing will last all night on the skin and projects pretty well. So that's Velvet Exotic Leather coming in at number 8. At number 7, this is a classic hype beast in the community. I think this shines in the cooler weather, but especially in the fall, because it is a little bit on the fresher side. So when it's not terribly cold, it still has some warmth in the air. This thing does great. And this is Mont Blanc's Individuel. Sweet, fresh. That's really what it is. Kind of a sweet laundry, raspberry fresh scent. Has some lavender in here. Not much more to say. Check it out if you haven't. It's very inexpensive. Performance is great on my skin. Nothing to complain about with that one. I've talked about it a lot before. That's why it's pretty low on the list. So let's move on. And this next one, I think really can shine in the wintertime too, because it really packs a punch, but I just couldn't resist. It has to be in the fall list too. This is such a great fragrance. Great release from the house of Giorgio Armani last year. This is Armani Code Profumo. An amped up version of the original, but a little bit sweeter. With that tonka bean note. It has that mandarin orange. Oh, again, Great performance on this. Smells sweet, very seductive. Great going out fragrance at nighttime when you're looking clean. This is gonna do the job. Check it out, Monaco Profumo. This next one is another classic. This is one I will always have in my collection. Don't care about all the formulation stuff. I have a newer bottle, I have an older bottle. I actually really love the newer bottle of this. And this is CH Men. Not much more to say. Sweet, you know, get this vanilla and leather. Very masculine. Pretty versatile, kind of elegant, but also pretty casual. Very alluring, also very seductive. A little bit aromatic too. Just a pleasant fragrance. Never get tired of smelling this. I like to wear it in the transition seasons like fall and spring because it's sweet, but it's also kind of fresh. So it kind of rides the line and does well when it's not terribly hot or terribly cold. Moving on. This is filled with classics here. And this is what I would consider maybe the last fragrance on this list that everyone is talking about. And hopefully we'll be getting into some other ones that fewer people are talking about for the top 3. This is La Nuit de l'Homme. I would be remiss if I did not include this because I will be wearing it. This spicy, sweet, just a very sensual fragrance. Great for date night, great for going out. Very cuddly fragrance. If you don't know about it, please smell it. There's not much on the market like it, honestly. A masterpiece, in my opinion. I really, really enjoy it. All the formulation talk and all that stuff, not really worried about that stuff. I got a older bottle just by chance, and I really enjoy it. If you smell the newer bottle and you like it, man, then just get it. Performance, I think it's fine that it's not beast mode anymore. That's fine. Check it out. Okay, we're into the top 3. Here we go. This is a niche fragrance here. Comes from the house of Parfums de Malle. One of the perfect fall scents, in my opinion. This is quintessential fall, and this is Herod. I know I'm going to smell this and I'm going to smile. Tobacco, cinnamon, vanilla, dark, sweet, a little spicy, not super strong, but strong enough, will last on the skin, can be felt around you. Very elegant, masculine, just, this is some good stuff. I really, really love it, and I will be wearing the crap out of it this fall. Coming in at number 2, this is the final JAANWAR fragrance on this list, probably my favorite from the house so far. And this is vintage. Like the original, very masculine, very elegant. Has this sweetness to it. It's spicy, has some tobacco, it's a little woody. There's rhubarb in here as well. Just again, another man's fragrance here. And these are inexpensive too. You got to check out the house if you haven't. They're easy to find online and also won't break the bank. And you're going to get a beautiful scent out of it. So that's JAANWAR Vintage coming in at number 2. All right, and at number 1, this is a fragrance that's relatively new to my collection. I never thought I would have it. I actually used to hate it until I just started smelling it and passing more and more and just started really, really, really digging it. So I ended up getting a bottle, and I'm so happy I did because I'm going to wear this as much as I can this fall. This is probably one that won't get me many compliments, but regardless, I love the way it smells. I love the way it makes me feel when I wear it in the right situations. And this is the original Dior Homme. This stuff, chocolatey, iris, kind of woody, just such a beautiful masterpiece of a scent. For a classy man, you got to really dress the part with this one. Look clean for these nice occasions in the evening. You can also wear it during the daytime though. It's pretty versatile. It's not super loud and not going to shout at people, but such a beautiful scent. That's all I really have to say about Dior Homme. If you haven't checked it out, please do. If you have and you're not crazy about it, I'd say keep trying it like I did. Again, I didn't think I'd ever own this. It was always too polarizing for me, but here it is, and it's my number 1 spot, and I'm going to love it and wear it. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the list. Let me know what you think of my picks. Let me know what you'll be wearing. Give me your top 3 fragrances for the fall. Let's talk about it. Peace. See you guys in the next one.